Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Monster Sundays are back! Bringing to you back more of the destruction of cities and bashing monsters around! Okay, maybe not bashing monsters around this time around, because for our next Monster Sundays, we are doing Rampage, Total Destruction, released on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and as soon as the Nintendo Wii was released, the Nintendo Wii, and in all honesty, I find this game to be extremely boring. Why is that? Well, we'll see as we go along this playthrough. Anyways, now we have a cutscene involving the origin of the monsters. In this case, this guy's name is George. Sounds familiar?
Wow, that's good stuff.
The shirt should be a dead giveaway at this point. But what's this? The guy's having trouble. Maybe he's having a heart attack. Uh-oh. That doesn't look normal. Oh, damn.
Okay, so the taste test didn't go quite as well as we would have liked.
That was a taste test?
As you can see, we've had some negative reaction to Scum Soda from a few individuals. But we're handling it, Mr. Z. We're on top of the situation. This is not a problem.
How many?
What does the Z stand
How
for?
many people had a negative
Zach?
reaction?
Zonk?
Well, we're still working the numbers on that one, Mr. Z. But
No,
I
no,
would
this guy's
say,
not into porn.
roughly speaking, 30.
I see. 30. And how many people tried Scum Soda?
30.
The guy
So
would
what
be
you're
saying
saying
something
is
different
that we
if this
got
was the
30
Wii
of these-
version.
These monsters running around loose somewhere. This is a complete disaster. When the press gets a hold of this, Scum Labs will be ruined.
No. This is not a problem. We've managed to contain the damage.
Contained?
Oh, yeah. And I mean that literally.
If I may, the entire test group has been cryogenically frozen.
Be
and
prepared to
sealed in
listen to
specially
this
designed,
voice
highly
quite
secure
often.
storage
He's
containers.
actually the
As long as the
boss.
subjects remain in
The main
cryotubes,
villain
they
of this
pose
entire
no
game.
danger. I've also taken the added precaution of having the cryotubes hidden, where it's highly unlikely that anyone is ever going to find them.
And besides, what's a few cases of genetic mutation?
Sure,
Trust
sure.
me on this, Mr.
Keep
Z,
telling yourself
Scum
that.
Soda is going to be huge. We'll launch on schedule and Scum Labs will make billions. These little incidents are not a
By the way, that's our taste tester.
Gentlemen, we have a problem.
Okay, welcome to Rampage Total Destruction. I am playing the PlayStation 2 version of it, not the Nintendo Wii version. There is quite a big well, I guess I shouldn't really say there's quite a big difference. There is a big difference, I'll tell you that much. Anyways, while I am trying to deal with trying to make my name here, which is 06. There we go. Hit done. Saving to a memory card. I have two different memory cards. One is 8 megabytes and the other one is 32 megabytes. I have quite a big collection of games that the memory card just cannot hold. So I'm going to insert, you guessed it, a cheat code. What would this be? Well, if you press all the shoulder buttons, if you press L2 and R2, I believe that's the right way, at the same time, you get the screen. The cheat code I'm going to put in is bulletproof, which is 98696. And, well, 960, more specifically. If you hear a monster laughing like that, that means you input the code correctly. Anyways, that was the bonus material section. I wanted to show that off real quick because I'm not going to be coming back to this menu very often. The bonus material section gives you a trailer to a basketball game that Midway did, as well as giving you complete arcade versions of Rampage the original and Rampage World Tour. Here you can select your monsters. There are a total of 30 in this version, 40 in the Wii version. For right now, I'm just going to select George. Throughout the entire levels, there will be monsters hidden. It's your job to locate those monsters in the buildings before the building itself collapses. If the building itself collapses and the monster is still in there, you just killed the monster. And you won't be getting that monster back unless you restart the entire city. That's happened to me like once or twice.
Really big time players are hitting the clubs tonight.
As you can no doubt tell, unlike the previous installments, this is the first and possibly the last and only Rampage game to feature fully fledged 3D graphics. Yeah, this is an actual 3D Rampage game. You have your usual, what am I thinking of here? You have the usual, electrical neon signs that appear on the side of the buildings. Those you don't want to deal with because they can actually hurt you. But the code. I'm going to explain what the code does. It basically grants me invincibility against bullets, which are quite annoying in this game, actually, because eventually you'll come to a point where bullets are just basically everywhere. It's like total war. And that's why the difficulty really spikes up. For right now, it's A-okay. But that doesn't really mean that I am invincible to everything else. That doesn't really mean that I am invincible to everything else. So, I can still get hurt by means of fire, scum soda, cats. You can actually eat cats. They're not very healthy for you. Actually, they do damage. Cactuses, biohazards, or hazards in general, like that cat over there. Chili peppers are usually not good. Usually being that, you can't get monsters that are flame resistant. So therefore, that is negated. Lemons are not usually good for you. I can take damage from those. You know, the only thing that I don't take damage from with this code on is bullets. That's it. So, this playthrough will be a little bit more interesting for the viewers that don't usually like to see me cheat like that. But it's still a good game-ish. Yes, sir. Let's see here.
Rockin' and rollin' tonight.
Okay, so another big change for Rampage Total Destruction as opposed to other changes. Sorry about that, I was stretching. is that before the start of every block, you are granted a you have the opportunity of you have the opportunity of completing a challenge.
Hold it right there.
Completing the challenge within the time. Completing the challenge allows you to. Completing a challenge will either grant you about 5,000 points or gives you an upgrade. Whether or not the upgrade is available to you, I have no idea. It all depends on whether or not you do have said upgrade, or the game is just being a jerk. So there's at the end of each stage you will have to you will be granted stars depending on what you did. There is a all blocks destroyed star, which is guaranteed. There is a par score star, which is basically saying this is the level's high score. How much in total how much in total is your score? And if it is higher than the par score, you get that star permanently. Permanently, because you can re-enter the cities if you so wish. There is the challenge star, which means that if you complete all the challenges in the entire level, you get that star permanently. We now have the jump smash. Okay, so the jump smash, how it works is that you jump and then you press the square button. And you have to jump and press the square button specifically. You don't have to press the down button, which in cases I constantly do. Until I realize, oh, you just have to press X and square, okay. Anyways, what I was trying to get at is the stars. There's also the All Monsters Released Revealed button. Revealed button? I wish there was such a button. But all monsters revealed star is given when you reveal, well, all the monsters. At that point, the level is complete. You don't have to go back over there for whatever reason, unless you really hate that specific city. At that point, then you will have to consult your therapist as to whether or not why you hate that particular city in the first place. But as a result of trying to get things moving, I'm going to split the playthrough into two different sections. I'm going to play through the game casually on the first go. Meaning that when I first entered the city, in this case right now, I'm just going to play through the game casually. Unless it's an upgrade that I am really want. And then I'm going to re-enter the city again. But this time around, I'm going to do all the challenges and show those off. hopefully before or as soon as that point, I will be able to get the par score in the meantime. And I don't have to worry about the par score. We got ourselves a new upgrade, the Charge Punch. This is the most useful upgrade available to you. Everything else is kind of eh. But what you really want to look for in terms of the upgrades is the Charge Punch. Charge Punch, you have two different ways of attacking. You have the square button, which does like a quick jab. And then there's the circle button, which does a slightly more powerful punch. Slightly more powerful in such a case where if you strike the building, you make like a giant hole in it. You don't have to punch it like about 3 times before that hole gets refilled. But with the Charge Punch upgrade, you would have to, you don't have to worry about mashing the square button, so it kind of saves the monotony for you. What I just destroyed there was a pirate ship. The pirate ship actually does attack you in this stage. Luckily, it only appears in this stage too, so that you don't have to worry much about that. Super combos are necessary if you want to do the par score. I think the only one I had trouble with, the only city I had trouble with getting the par score in was Los Angeles. But that's not like way down the road. Yeah, that wasn't until I realized that there was an alternate way of trying to get that par score. Another way that you can get a par score in a level, besides trying to get as many super combos as possible, which is basically knocking down a bunch of floors, is that when you see the cars going by, well, you get scored for however many cars you destroyed, as well as how many people you ate or flat out killed by like no, wait a second, is it like people being eaten? I thought it was people being killed in general. I can't remember. Well, the thing is that what you'll be seeing me eventually doing is that, you'll see me at, like, over at the, on the street. I'm, like, holding the down button as well as mashing the square button, which is, causing the monster to pound on the ground with 2 of his fists. Well, 2 of his or hers fists. Which causes any cars that are driving by to be destroyed, and that's what you are aiming for. Sometimes you do have to actually do that in order to get the par score. Now, is this the second to last block? I cannot quite remember. I have to actually see the background. Yeah. Unlike the previous Rampage editions, the older games. In the older games, by the way, we just refilled a monster by accident, which is Leon. What happens is that you can actually see what kind of block you're getting yourself into, instead of just like, you know, waiting for the level to load. So you can actually see what you're getting yourself into before it actually becomes apparent that this is what you're getting yourself into. The marvels of the PlayStation 2, ladies and gentlemen. That is all because of the PlayStation 2, by the way. Before that, that was running on, it was running on arcade software, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, which, granted, it didn't really have anything involving 3D. Even if it did, it would be like far covering up the background, and that's not pretty to look at. But in this case, you know, it's actually allowed. What you've been noticing for a good while now is that I've been getting these Rampage moments, to which cases your monster glows an orangish red color. And what happens is that your monster gains all of the abilities, all of the upgrades, for a temporary amount of time, as long as that orange bar that is below the green bar, that is your health. The orange bar is your energy bar, which builds up as you destroy things. Being it cars, helicopters, buildings, you name it. But anyways, Rampage, what it does is that it causes your monster to have all the upgrades plus a speed up. And you can cause massive damage when you're in Rampage mode, so make the best of it. When in Rampage mode, you have the charge punch, you have the war attack, you have the jump smash, you have the multi-spin, as well as having the double speed. You are practically a walking thing of destruction when that happens. And because of that, you're going to want to destroy as many buildings as humanely and possibly can while in that particular mode. You can also get said upgrades by completing challenges. Some monsters I actually do upgrade quite a bit, to a point where they are just like fully upgraded. But
Traffic is crack-a-lackin', people.
now I've lost my train of thought. I am terribly sorry for the long pause there. You want to know how to get like a super combo easily, though? Yes, I know, I'm spelling everything like right off the bat, so that by the time it's like the end of the playthrough, I got like practically nothing to say. Yeah, but I have like 25 minutes! Anyways, to get like an easy super combo,
get onto one of these types of buildings, it has to be a two. It has to be like a 2-square building. What you do is that you move to the side of it, or you get a rampage. And just completely obliterate the building. But what you can also do is that when you get onto the side of the building, you're practically playing this on like a classic build kind of way. If you press the triangle button, you kick the building. Keep on mashing the triangle button, and eventually enough you'll get a super combo as a result.